Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday's Market Intel Brief here at TOPGUN Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and we are back from spring break out in Aspen, Colorado. Had a great time out there. Obviously, snow could have been a little bit better, but big mission success because I got to fly Eric Trump in our No Fallen Heroes Foundation fighter jet. Great guy, man. Salt of the earth type of dude. He was my captive. Which is awesome because I got to brief him on the mission of the No Fallen Heroes Foundation and Sacred Warrior Fellowship. He's a big believer in psychedelic-assisted therapy for veterans, and going to talk to his old man, which is pretty cool. We took off out of Aspen, landed in Eagle, and I'm like, man, I'm pulling right up next to that jet. He's like, yeah, let's get a selfie. So again, nicest guy in the world, and his wife Lara, and their two kids. So really excited to move the ball forward on this mission of healing our heroes at home. And speaking of our heroes, man, this was a tough day. It's my oldest son, Matthew. He left about 2 hours ago for deployment with the United States Air Force. Bittersweet. Couldn't be more proud and happy for my son, and then obviously extremely sad. It's interesting, though, because I was his exact same age when I left on my first deployment on board Abraham Lincoln over to Iraq, and here we get different eye in the Middle East, Iraq, Iran. So I am obviously praying for his safe return. Six-month deployment. So if you can send some love, send some love to his mom. I mean, I'll take it too, but just yeah. Okay, let's talk markets, man. We are having a blast. There's an implosion. Buy the dip, sell the rip has worked. For the past 3 weeks? It's been like shooting fish in a barrel here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this was what did I do this morning. This was a let's go over to the hunters. Here's all our trades for the day, folks. This was a 6-minute trade, a bear call spread, right? And then 30%. $800 in 6 minutes. If you had stayed in the trade, you probably made $2,000. But these S&P 500 quick strike trades are just absolutely insane. Look, I mean, again, men lie, trades don't. Where's the time right there? 9:40. Let's go take a look at the S&P 500. I want to show you I'm going to do a free trade too, a potential peace deal trade. Let me show you. But let's take a look at the chart of the S&P 500 because, let me zoom in here. We gapped up this morning on a potential peace deal. I'm like, did you tell the Iranians that? So right there, folks, at 9:40, right around here, as this market peaked a couple times, that's when I sold that bear call spread, and it imploded. I got out right about here in 6 minutes. But like I said, if you stayed in this thing all the way towards the end of the day, you're probably up at about an 80-90% profit, which based on if you did the 15 contracts that I usually do, would be, what's that, about 18, close to $2,000. Was that hard? Is this rocket surgery? It's not. I mean, I use my thinking brain with this stuff. The president's like, peace deal, nobody does peace deals bigger than me. I'm like, yeah, okay. Did you not listen to what the Iranians said? They get a vote too. Iran, so here's that, right here, folks, 8:51. Before the market even opened, right? The futures were ripping on a potential peace deal at 8:51. My cell phone lit up. I know a lot of folks, and they're like, no, it's not even close. Iran's still wanting to fight. And so Iran won't accept fees. So fire that bear call spread or buy some puts, some 0 days to expiration puts on the S&P 500. This ain't hard. It ain't rocket surgery. I can teach you how to do this. And guess what? I'm going to do it starting Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to do our, Q2 full throttle training, right? This is the industry leading full throttle. Nobody does this, folks. I literally open up the doors to our squadron and you come and watch normal flight operations Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Wiz, I work at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. About 85% of our current TGO members work, folks. They watch the replays. So you have got to register, even if you can't attend the briefs live. And I'll get you access to the replay page. You're going to get our new 7-step trade plan and options pocket checklist just for registering, folks. I just updated these last week and made them even Guccier, current examples in there. That's worth registering right there. But we're going to have a lot to talk about next week, folks. This will pass, right? As a matter of fact, since I'm in a good mood, I'm going to show you the trade that I just did, right? A bull call spread out to Monday. Why? Again, this cell phone's worth its weight in gold, man. This is why you never burn bridges with people. You're always nice, and man, I have a pretty good network of people, and I'm just going to say, hearing something good might happen in the next 48 hours. If not, most likely over the weekend. I'd say halftime was a couple days ago when the president said, I'm not going to blow up all the electrical plants like I threatened, right? We're in the third quarter, right? We're not at the beginning of this thing. We're definitely not at the end. I'd say we're in the third quarter, but I think something's going to happen, in good or bad, right? And we saw last week the president waited until what? Markets closed Friday afternoon to start going, really crazy. I think this week might go in the other direction. So I want to give this trade enough time to work, right? I'm hearing sooner rather than later, who was it? Pakistan, Turkey, a couple other countries are like, hey, can't we all Rodney King? Can't we all just get along here? Why don't, the U.S. and Iranian folks meet? So even getting them in the same room could be a bullish development. So here's what I did, and I just shot this out to our members. I'm buying a Monday 66.50 call. And we can go look over here real quick. That's essentially 66.50 is above the 50-day moving average, right? Or no, sorry, that's 68. That's 66.50. So 66.30 is right here, that red line. 66.50 is getting close up there towards the 20-day. If we get some, and you can see how the candles have thinned out for the past 3 days. The market's bottom feeding, going, wait, are we close, or are we there yet? Are we there yet? These implosions, explosions are kind of ending, and this might be the bottom. Let me hedge right here. I can be completely wrong. Breaking news, Iran said, go F yourself, and we implode more. That's a risk, right? If you don't want to take any risk, you're not going to get any reward. You want to take a risk, you're going to get a reward. But based on the past 3 days, based on the intel I have, maybe by Monday we could see some good news, okay? So 66.50 is up here. So let's go look at the trade again. I'd buy that 66.50 call, right? That's me saying it's going to go up, and I'm going to sell the 6,700 call on top of it. Why am I doing that? Because whenever you sell something, what happens? You sell your home, car, auto, you bring in money. So buying this call option would be about, what's that, $4,600, I'm cheap, man. I want to help somebody finance this. So selling this 6,700 call against it brings in $2,500. So net, I just saved $2,000, over $2,000, by instead of just buying the call option. Now, what does the risk parameters look like? You're risking $2,000 to potentially make $3,000. That's a good risk to reward ratio, 1 to 1.51. I'd risk $2,000 6 days a week and twice on Sunday to potentially make $3,000. Okay, now, probability for maximum profit says 18% right here. That's using at-the-money volatility in the S&P 500 options right now. But that's antiseptic, man. That's ones and zeros. They're not using their thinking brain right now. They're not saying, Trump's saying this, Iran's saying this. There's neutral countries trying to get them together. We might have a framework for, as soon, the second you hear the D word, the letter D in deal, and not just from Trump, when he's bloviating, like 2 weeks ago, he said this thing was over with, and here we are 3 weeks into it. You know what I'm getting at. We will know. And I'm thinking it's going to be in the next, call it, 3 days. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, next 5 days. We're going to know something in the next 5 days, folks, either good or bad. Now, the best thing about being an options trader, or one of the best things, is you can do the exact opposite of this trade. Wiz, couldn't disagree more. You're an idiot, distinct possibility, and we're going to implode. Do the exact opposite. Somebody is on the other. Remember, for every buyer, there's a seller. For me buying this bull call spread, there's somebody selling it to me going, you're a fool. We're going to implode. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Does everybody understand that? Right? And look, don't take my word for it. Look at how some of our other TGO members are doing. How'd Patrick do? Look at this. 2 S&P 500 shots today, 2 hits, $2,600. I think the day before he did even better here. There's 1,200. I mean, we are having an absolute blast doing this stuff. Mike, there's some great profits. Well, I'm not going to sit here and scroll. Why don't you just come and you can meet your potential new TGO members? go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Even though solo AI is every Monday at 10 a.m., I'm going to open up the doors. We'll move solo AI later in the week. We will talk about AI because it's bad. It is an absolute horror. Not only is it going to wipe out the vast majority of human jobs, it's going to kill us all eventually. I'm joking. These Optimists, did you see the First Lady with an Optimus robot in the White House today? Remember a year ago, these robots couldn't even fold a shirt or, trying to load a dishwasher and everybody laughed at it? I'm like, don't laugh too long. Now look at this. Here's robots folding towels and sheets. There goes the blue collar jobs. There goes everything, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be, it is bad. Hundreds of thousands. We're 3 months into this year, and we're over, I think, 300,000 white collar jobs lost to AI. You see that thing right there? That thing is going to wipe out just about every job at FedEx, right? Look at this thing. These caregiver robots. Look at that thing. Bottle flip, not that, people need. Bottle, it cleans, it's folded. Look at that. I can't. What's insane though? We brought all these illegal immigrants into the country. And Nancy Pelosi and Democrats, what did they say? They sounded like it was 1860. You can't get rid of the illegal immigrants. Who's going to pick our crops? Excuse me? So now what's going to happen? You see all those robots? They're not going to be, they're going to be picking strawberries in the Central Valley of California. It ain't going to be illegal immigrants, I guarantee you. What are we going to do with the tens of millions of people in this country who were doing the housekeeping jobs and picking the Democrats' crops? Not only are they losing their jobs, but the white collar people are as well. I'm telling you, folks, I feel this in my bones. This will be an absolute horror, but I'm going to print money, and we are printing money. Our AI model portfolio is absolutely crushing it. We got Amazon, Constellation Energy, we got NVIDIA, Palantir, some S&P 500 trades, man. This is the way to go. So even though it's full throttle next week, we still are going to talk through some AI stuff. Just have to. Because it is, after we get done, it's not a matter of if, but when. After we're done with this Operation Epic Fury, what's hot? AI. Back to talking about AI, talking about interest rates, talking about the horrible jobs market, talking about sticky inflation. I am ready for all of this stuff, and I'm going to train you to be ready for it as well and to profit. Okay. So go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Okay. All right, man. I think I'm good. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste. And Basi. Wiz out.